ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the LBLCS. I'm your slightly smaller than average human-sized host, Buggleberry Finn, joined by the one and only Lest Force. Lest Force, how, are you doing, or whatever, or however people greet people?
I am doing, or however you greet people, I'm doing pretty good. I'm
Damn.
excited to be back. How about yourself?
Dude, same. Same in terms of excitement, same in terms of backness. I got some pretty banger teams coming into this one. I just want a quick little shout out to both these teams because both of them have defeated Mighty Fool's team. And I don't like that they defeated Mighty Fool's team, but I like that they beat Mighty Fool in a series of League of Legends. So props to both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean he was responsible for Schmecklegate, right? It's only fair that he never
Justice
gets to
being
win an
served.
LCS series.
Yeah, it's justice being served. We'll see who can dish up a nice dish of justice tonight. Catbag says Sacrisis, which is also our newest follower. Thank you so much for the follow 3 minutes ago, dude. While we were loading in, that was super generous of you to follow us. Maybe too generous.
Gonna make him take it back.
Unfollow us right now. We're a terrible business model. Never subscribe to us. Never follow us. Knock it off.
The numbers are absolutely gonna plummet here in the next
Thank
5
God.
minutes.
We gotta stay low budget. I'm sick and tired of being medium budget. We gotta stay low. Low as we can be. Couple minutes here. We're gonna start up the. Do you get the spec link? You see that spec link?
I did.
All right, we'll be starting that up in just a minute here. They got all 10 players in.
Love when we're all set to go right on time. Hopefully no cast or curse there.
Great, now this name's never gonna fucking happen. That's what you just did. So Christ is saying, don't worry, lowest used sub in the league. Hey man, if you've been used for one series, you've been used as much as me or 19 Steps. Actually, 19 Steps been used in 2 series now. He's got me beat. I've only been using one.
Shout out to just subs in general. I mean, it's the position that nobody. I mean, let's be honest. Everyone wants to be the starter, get the limelight, but here in the LBLCS, you need to have at least 2 subs, and you got to be on standby. So it's a dirty job that nobody wants, but everyone needs. So shout out to every single sub, myself included.
19 Steps. Speaking of subs, subbing to the channel right here, says 26 months of trying to close the stream, still lost. This page is so confusing. This is why we keep getting subscribers and followers. People can't close the page. Damn it.
Only because of auto renew. It's tragic.
Only because of auto. Can't turn that off either. How does it work? How do these things work? Oh my goodness, and Relics, thank you as well for the Prime sub. Look at that. Everyone's just confused out here. They thought we said please sub. We said do not. Don't do it. They decided to.
The reverse psychology definitely not working right now.
Not at all. What do you know about these two teams? I know a couple of things. But what do you know? What did you learn? You did some. Don't give anything away too big. Talk to me about the personality of these two teams. Who am I looking at tonight?
The personality. So I was kind of mentioning it a little bit beforehand, but I think what's really interesting, just looking at these two teams and how their seasons have gone. Like typically, when I think of economy, I think of like one style of play. It's you play comfort and you play team fight. You pick like an Amumu, you pick a Nautilus, you pick a Misfortune, and you just go to town on each other. But these two teams, they don't seem to trend that direction. Like there's a lot of like, especially in the bot lane, it's like Lux, Nami, Morgana, Renata, like these more enchanter style champs. You see like a lot of Yasuo prio on both sides, which that can be really fun. I think it was Headphone Warnings likes to pair it with like a Wukong, whereas Gathering Storm does like the Diana. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see one of these teams try to, grab that champion. Always a fun one to watch.
More micro heavy for economy. Normally you see, you're talking about seeing those safe picks. They definitely like to play those slightly more aggressive, little mechanically inclined champions. So I also saw some other. I don't want to say too many of them, but I did see some other really fun ones. I hope one of them gets picked. Someone actually almost said the name of the champion earlier in chat, so if you want to scroll up and try to figure it out.
Oh man, we're not getting any time here as they've actually gone ahead and started up the draft, and I didn't get a chance to say it, but I was gonna say that they needed to ban this Kaisa away from
Hmm.
Biomatrix, and they've gone ahead and taken that out as well as the Lucian.
Yeah, double ADC ban here, which I think is a testament to the fact that we see so many caster supports, right? If you're going to play a caster support, you're playing it because your ADC is actually a mad lad. 2 getting taken away. Oh my goodness, the one day I said, please don't sub, everybody's subbing. God damn it, don't you dare sub anymore. Okay. What do we got here? Sejuani banned as well.
Oh man, the hype train's going now. I don't know if I've ever seen that here in the LBLCS. Hopefully
All
that
aboard,
definitely
baby.
doesn't continue. Oh, two different approaches there. The Syndra getting banned out as well. That one I'm assuming is going to the mid lane and not for a APC Syndra. But I guess you never know. And there's the Wukong that I know that I believe it's Jeebs95 likes to play on headphone warnings.
Wow, first picking that Yasuo too. Everybody knows it's such high prio. Blue side does get that first pick. They're going to say, we're taking it. We're taking
Yeah,
it.
first picking, first picking Yasuo like that can be dangerous. You know, you're kind of putting all your eggs in that basket right off the get go. So I mean, if Gathering Storm wants to play something, you know, really kind of boring into it and just not allow Yasuo to do the fun stuff, all the dashes and the stabs. Maybe see like a Malzahar or something else pretty unfun. I mean, that's another pretty unfun champ there, the Cassiopeia.
Yeah, Cass gonna drop that miasma, try to block them right there. Vi also with the point and click lock on. So really trying to delete this target. They know it's going to be a problem. Let's see what kind of synergy, though, Headphone Warnings can try to pick with it. No synergy was really picked away. So it could get interesting here.
Could see Diana, could see...
Switch to a
Zeri. I think that's a pretty good pick there. I think I've seen Biomatrix play that at least once this LBLCS season so far, and it's going to be answered in with the Xayah. We'll see if they look to pair. I think they most often go with a Lux for this bot lane. It's a Xayah Lux team here for Headphone Warnings, but we'll see if they decide to do something different into the Zeri.
Yeah, we could see a Nami be picked up here too. We know MFace plays a good amount of Nami, but I think Lux is what they usually do pair it with. You're right, so that would be expected here, but they're actually going to go straight for the synergy instead. They're going to say, you know what, it's more important that we grab this Diana. It's probably going to get banned out if we let it through.
For sure, a good call there. You know, you got plenty of supports to pick from. You want to be able to enable that Yasuo since you're first picking it. So definitely a smart call there to lock in the Diana. And then if I'm Gathering Storm, I would assume that I pick support here to pair with the Zeri. You want to get your choice of the litter there, but they're going to go with. Oh, my screen says 0, and they're gonna lock in the Skarner. So they're actually
sure
gonna
that is going to be the Skarner. I'm assuming that it is because we saw Vi earlier. The Skarner gives that same idea, right? Point and click, insta-lock CC. This one, you can drag back into the team, though, a little bit more effective to get rid of a specific target. Seraphine can be banned away.
Yeah, it's Emma Face plays a lot of Seraphine. I believe that's on Headphone Warnings. Get rid of that. Yeah, definitely investing heavily into the don't let Yasuo have fun comp here. We'll see if any more support prio comes out. I would assume if I'm Headphone Warnings that I want to look to ban like a Lulu. They're actually going to ban Kennen Top.
Kennen Top's actually a really big pick out of Ayuma up there. We've seen it most games that Gathering Storm have had Kennen, they've won. I don't think they've lost a single game when they played Kennen, so.
Gotcha. Definitely a good pickup then. I would say that if they had picked the Kennen, they'd probably be a little AP heavy, but I think, if they're doing really that well on it on Gathering Storm, probably a good idea to
yeah, he gets the full counter on red side too here. Like, you're probably taking support next on red. So giving, like, if we pick ourselves in a position where, yeah, there's a Lulu ban like you're talking about. If we pick ourselves in a position where Kennen's really strong, could become a big issue. CXI says, sorry, misclick after subbing. Oh my god. Stop following. Stop subbing. Oh, CXI followed. Don't follow. Don't sub. Unfollow this channel right now. We should see support being picked up here. It should be... I think we're going to see a non-aggressive support like we're talking about.
They're actually going to blind a Cho'Gath top? No, they're going to blind Aurelia top.
Okay.
That's I like the the
think
the
they heard your
aggressiveness that
no.
shows, but then you
They
run the
heard
risk
your
of
no.
running
They
into
were like,
something
"Oh shit, we
like
do need
that.
AD. Shit, yeah, pick an AD champion."
Yeah, and they're gonna end up potentially going into a Malphite. They're gonna switch over to an Aatrox. I actually do like the Malphite a lot. Think that can survive against Irelia pretty well, but maybe they are
Are
listening
you
to this.
drafting for them? Say something
Yeah,
ridiculous. Pick Timo. Pick
I,
Timo.
I,
Pick
so
Timo.
they need a support here. I
Pick
think that going
Timo.
something like a Lowy support could be kind of nutty here. You have the easy pull on the Zeri, slow her down with your tentacles. All right, that's not
That's not
not allowed.
Timo. Well, maybe they were listening to you. You had to fucking say it. Well, it's Nico. We're getting pretty close. That's kind of close.
Yeah, that ends in an O. Oh,
There's
there.
the Lux. We were
Going
right.
back to the Lux that we talked about at the beginning. So saved it for the end, but we know that Emma Face knows how to pilot this champ.
Yeah, one of Emma Face's favorite champs. C diff or Sci diff. Thank you for the follow as well. A few minutes ago.
And they're gonna hover the Sona, which I actually really like Sona. I think that not getting played enough at the current state of the game, and they are gonna lock that in. I think that's definitely with the Lulu gone. It's definitely a great pick to pair there with the Zeri.
This is looking This is looking pretty good. I like both of these teams a lot. I think that the synergy on Headphone Warnings is kind of nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like their combo a lot, and I really think that all the focus is going to be on this Diana Yasuo combo, and so I think it's going to play out pretty well, to be honest, for Thunder Charger on this Xayah. I don't think that Skarner can necessarily go all in on the Xayah. I think Cassiopeia has to focus on the Yasuo. I think Irelia could try to get on the backline, but I think that a lot of the focus is going to be on like that jungle mid. And so I feel like Thunder Charger could have like a really good opportunity to just, wreak havoc in the backline.
I'm giving the rundown to chat right here.
I see that. I see someone saying no respect to the Naughty Sharks. I do believe that the Naughty Sharks were one of the teams to beat Headphone Warnings so far this season. I'm not sure offhand if they've had the opportunity to play Gathering Storm or not. I do not believe so.
Naughty Sharks have only played 2 games, according to the standings. These teams have played 4 games respectively. I believe 1 win and 3 losses in the series for Headphone Warnings, who have the Yasuo comp. And I don't know. I believe they're 3-1. I think it's a reverse score here for the side of Gathering Storm. They might be 4-0 actually. No, they're 3-1. I know they have 9 points.
And they saying in chat that they played them when they were SNC before the name change. I believe
There it
it.
is.
Gathering Storm was formerly under the SNC banner. Not sure what transpired between then and now, but we're here now as Gathering Storm.
We should get the Schmeckel bet up and running. Got any mods in the chat, or am I gonna have to open up my own chat and do it myself?
I would love to help you out, but I actually don't know how to pilot the Schmeckel betting, and that's a big responsibility.
Well, I did say Schmeckelgate 2 might happen tonight, so maybe it isn't the biggest issue.
I don't want to be the next Mighty Fool. That name's been drugged through the dirt.
Nobody does. I totally understand it. Mighty Fool doesn't even want to be the first one. I'll set it up right now for everybody playing at home. I know we've got a lot of criminals in the chat according to 19 Steps, so try to make sure you guys can embezzle all the money that you need to. Just don't give any to us. Less force. Who you got money on? Who you got money on?
This is where it's tough. I mean, this is the best part of hopping on the cast, to be honest, is actually putting my money where my mouth is. I think if I'm looking at these two comps, Gathering Storm has been really good so far to start the season, and I think it just comes down to if they're able to kill off this Yasuo right away. If they're able to, hit the cast ultimate, if they're able to Skarner ult Yasuo, take him out of the fight, I think things look pretty good for Gathering Storm. But in economy, I tend to go with the ease of execution comps, and so I'm going to go with Headphone Warnings to pull off a bit of an upset here in game one.
You're going Headphone Warnings.
I'm going Headphone Warnings. I think we're in for a big series here, and Headphone Warnings has to pick up a dub somewhere along the way.
All right. Well, predictions are live. If you agree with Less Force, you can put your money where his mouth is, and if you don't want to put your money in his mouth, put it on Gathering Storm.
I would like to warn chat, though. I think I have about a 22% hit rate on bets this season, and almost all of that was on the cast previously, the last time I was on.
Well, we rigged the system a little bit last week.
We did rig the system.
We're always wrong. Like, it doesn't matter how good either team is. If Cloud9 was playing against the Kickin' Squids, and I put money, the Schmeckles, on Cloud9, the Kickin' Squids would win 10 out of 10 times. It's actually outrageous how cursed we are. So, who'd you put money on? You already put your Schmeckles down?
I'm going to put it on Headphone Warnings, which chat does not agree with at the moment.
Chat does not agree with that at all. So, I'm going to put all my Schmeckles where they're putting their Schmeckles, because one of us, again, will have to be right.
I like this system. I mean, this way that as a collective unit, we can't lose.
Right. One of us has got to win.
Yeah, I think while we have this spectator delay about to pop up, we got a really important question from Lol Cryptic. I'm not sure if you want to handle this one.
Fire away.
But he asked, what was Schmecklegate? He wasn't here.
Lord. Oh, Lord. What was Schmecklegate? What was Schmecklegate? Schmecklegate was the turn of the goddamn century here at the LVLCS. It was the end-all, be-all of lights out for everybody who was an honest human being. Ev Dingus and the Mighty Fool were left alone to cast, and they distributed the wrong Schmeckles to the wrong parties, and it caused mass hysteria. It was hundreds and thousands of Schmeckles that were illegally transferred to different people. In fact, I've got a commercial for you right now all about Schmecklegate. I'm going to play it while we're waiting to load in.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. A groundbreaking day in LBLCS legal history.
People would die without Schmeckles. People can't live their lives. They can't get food. They can't get corianders. How would you expect to live without a Schmeckle?
Schmecklegate. You saw it because you were there. The people were there. Mighty Fool sent money to a place it didn't need to go.
What people don't realize is just exactly how involved Ev Dingus was in all of this.
The Mighty Fool played his hand, and I was one who benefited.
You thought you could get away with this?
I'm tired of pretending he's innocent.
we are back with just a few more minutes of delay. A few more seconds, honestly. Down to 22 now. Be loading into this one. A lot of bets have been placed. Look at the schmeckles that are on the line. 15 thou on the Headphone Warnings and 24 thou onto the Gathering Storm. How many schmeckles did you put down personally, Les Force?
Well, I put down 2,500 on Headphone Warnings. I got about 9 to work with, so I gotta, invest smartly. Can't blow it all at once.
It's true.
But,
don't blow all your schmeckles in one spot unless it's the beer shop and you're picking up some ice cold corianders.
Unless you're betting on your own team, then of course you have to go all in. Otherwise, you're a fraud.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, I love when the bets are high stakes. It always just kind of raises the stakes of the game a little bit. Not for the players that are playing, because obviously they have no idea, but for those of us on the couch, people are invested in how this game goes.
Okay, so something really interesting was the two mid laners both have Pentakiller as their tag, which I think is pretty interesting. We were talking about how these are not your normal economy teams in terms of so many economy teams they will try really hard to play, press R, go in. I know that we see that out of one of them, but they're still playing a Yasuo, Diana. They're still playing higher tiered champions that need more mechanical skill, that need more mechanical talent. We see that with Cass, with Zeri, with Aurelia, Skarner. So, see how these guys actually fare.
Yeah, and definitely a lot of you have to have synergy playing the Diana Yasuo. I mean, if Yas is not in position when Diana goes all in, the entire engage is kind of blown up on the spot. So we'll have to see how that goes for Headphone Warnings. I think we see this a lot. Nothing too crazy here, level 1, especially with the supports that we have. Probably not looking to do anything too crazy. Just kind of 5-pointed it out.
Dude, so Crisis actually is playing chess and we're all playing checkers. The dude bet schmeckles against his own team so that he wins no matter what. I mean, there's 5 head stuff, dude. That's 5 head stuff.
Is that considered win trading?
No, so what's interesting about this win-win is it's also a lose-lose. Either he loses schmeckles or his team loses. So it's just the most neutral way to live life.
We like to focus on the positives, though, I think.
So the mid laner and the top laner actually switch to get better matchups?
Interesting.
Which is something that is totally within the rules, right? So it's super okay to do that. It's the one thing that's okay to do, right? There must have been they were probably loading in and were actually, dude, can you please go top?
Yeah, and the Irelia.
The Aurelia was probably literally Venmoing this Cassiopeia to go top.
Yeah. And I think it makes sense. I mean, Cash should probably have a super free lane here. Malphite probably not going to get too much value out of that grasp, as we see going a little aggressive, getting a lot of poke off.
Yeah. Biomatrix is a really scary player. They have the level 2 advantage here.
That's just really smart. Now MFAce has to play pretty back for a while as they just tick over to level 2. Good knockup.
A lot of damage coming out from Red the Chair. Really blowing him up right here. Might actually find this. Tornado looks for it. Both flash. They are going to stay alive.
Kudos to Ayuma to wait until the absolute last second to have to flash there. But yeah, that was a ton of damage coming through on this Yasuo. Just using that lethal tempo. They didn't even actually use the Ignite in that trade. I'm not sure if that would have been a difference maker there, but hindsight's 20/20. Gathering Storm is pushed up here on the bot side of the map, and that is where Jeeves is on this Diana. Do they look to try to make a play here? They're gonna get through without being caught on vision.
Yeah, Jeeves gonna get all the way behind them. Can he find a way in?
They're just gonna have to walk that off after not being able to hit the Q there, but they're able to pick up the scuttle and kind of keep up this farm advantage they've got on the Skarner. So I think that's okay for him in the end.
I'm actually, the thing I'm most upset about this game is that I Am Yordle is on like one of the biggest things. What a liar.
Not canonically accurate name.
Not at all. In fact, they might get banned for that. That's kind of rude. Let's just go in.
Kind of misleading the other team.
They only play Yordles. It's a known fact. It's their name.
They are Yordle. Jeeves, unfortunately, was looking for a play there, but they noticed that, I believe that was Eelfish was able to set up some vision in that brush, and no play was able to be made there. So they're just going to have to get the space off just before the starter on the other side of the map.
Yeah, mid lane going to be fighting again too. A little bit of skirmishing.
Definitely pushing the advantage on the Yasuo, but Aurelia's actually going to be up a decent amount of CS over the Yasuo, which is interesting because I feel like every time we're panning to that lane, it's just Red the Chair just going to town.
I think one of those reasons too is because sacrificing so much actual good damage from going right there, and Cass is going to be out of mana. But one of the reasons too is that Yas is trading so heavily onto them that they're not actually last hitting well. Aurelia's not trading back, and they are last hitting, so they were actually forced back early, right? But still grabbing more CS in total.
For sure, gotta be careful here for headphone warnings. This wave is not in a very good spot, and they don't know where Skarn is at. If Miles decides to come down here, I think it's gonna be a little too late for Thunder Charger and Emma-Face to really do anything about it. But we'll see if that's what looks like he's actually pathing to the other side. Just gonna keep his farm up.
Yeah, in a pretty, like, relaxing game. None of these teams really want to fight without other people. And we saw a little bit in the mid lane, right? The flash is being used, but we saw one failed attempt gank, and that's pretty much it from these junglers.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a game where there's just so much focus on getting that level 6s. We'll maybe see not much of a trade, but I mean, you need the Diana R, you need the Yasuo R. For the other side, you need the Skarner R to set up these engages. You know, Sona R would be great to have. So probably going to be pretty low-key for the next couple minutes.
Yeah, both of them have vision on this dragon, though, so they will know if anybody does go for it. Junglers in the same area right now. Mid lane starting to slap each other a little bit right here as Ayuma gets knocked up, and Jeeves is in the vicinity. But here comes an open down the mid lane. Ignite's being dropped on both of them in first blood. Gonna go over to Gathering Storm as they're gathering up some gold right now. And now Miles going all over Jeeves. Yordle in the vicinity. Is he gonna try to stop these guys? A really nice. He's gonna slow down Miles. That's all she wrote.
Man, super heads up there from I Am Yordle. I mean, Miles had no suspicion that Malphite was going to be at the Raptors at 6.5 minutes in, because, you know, why would you? But heads up there, he's able to just, I mean, he could TP. He's going to lose a little bit of the wave up there, but honestly, you're on Malphite. You don't really care that much. You're able to keep the Diana alive there. And then just super good trade there from Ayuma just in that one-on-one. That was just the item diff there in that situation.
You might lose 90 gold up top, but you prevented them from getting another 300, which is really big, so that trade in itself is just worth it.
Absolutely.
Red the Chair down to that kill and down some CS now. Ayuma, one of the scariest mid laners here in the Economy League, has a wave building up for them as well.
Haven't seen too much going here in the bot lane after that, you know, pretty rough, you know, level 2 tick there. So kudos to Thunder Charger and Emma-Face for kind of sustaining. I mean, obviously they're down a little bit in CS, but here's Xayah. It's not the most important to get, you know, that first item spike or anything like that.
No, that new cover already finished for both of them. A lot of pots on that Xayah, so I'm expecting they're going to start trading a little bit more soon. But here comes an all-in from Ayuma. Really nice block from Red the Chair to stop that stun from coming through. Using that wind wall super effectively to stop the dancing blades.
Just going to walk this off, and that should be this is the first attempt at an objective for either team. It looks like Headphone Warning's going to go for this early Rift Herald here. And it should be theirs.
Yeah, and Gathering Storm doing such a good job just everywhere across the map to make sure they're maintaining this gold lead. Not just through the kill, but mid lane and bot lane have really substantial gold leads. These are definitely the guys that are scary on the team.
Yeah, and so that's where it's okay to kind of go up this Rift Herald, is that they might look good aggressive here.
Nice.
Good route there from Emma-Face, though.
Yeah, good from Xayah, good from MFace to follow it up as well with that binding. We do see the 4 converge though. They push in mid, they push in bot. Yordle getting absolutely chunked out up top. Does have his teleport still available if they want to try to contest this, but it looks like 3 are already on that Drake, and they're starting it up. Infernal Drake's really big for either of these comps here.
Yeah, I think this is a good trade for Gathering Storm, especially considering that their mid and their bot are both already up a good bit in CS. I mean, even if Headphone Warnings are able to get that Rift Herald Crash, get a couple plates, I mean, they're still going to be up in gold, and they have that early Dragon, which I think plays well into their comp for sure. So definitely think Gathering Storm getting the better end of this early game.
Yeah, we need to see how that. Okay, they are switching right now. Actually, Yasuo just roamed all the way up to top lane. It's because Malphite finished plated steel caps, because the idea still is we will deny all of this AD damage that will be coming through with this Zeri, with this Aurelia.
Now I'm curious if we see the big game of musical chairs go on here. Do we see Aurelia walk out towards the top side, or are they just gonna?
You look at the minimap, you actually see her moving there right now. I wonder if they're gonna go for a kill onto Red the chair. If these guys are gonna read it ahead of time.
It definitely could cause some weird tempoing here. You're gonna have 2 people in the top lane on red side. It looks like Cass is actually just gonna base and walk out mid, but Malphite already
Malphite's reading it. They're playing chess. Oh no, he's getting the scuttle right now. I thought he was literally just walking straight up.
But yeah, I mean, Malphite does not want to be matched up against Cassiopeia at this point. I mean, we saw that trade before they were to get that blasting wand. Cass is a chant that if you leave them to their own devices, they're gonna be able to pump out tons of damage.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely think you got to get the Yasuo against them.
Yeah, and Yasuo is going back mid lane right now. They did see that once Aurelia showed up in the top lane. But just that 1 kill in this game right now. Other than that, it's been a macro challenge for these guys. That Herald's still on Diana. About 1/3 of the time left, and here comes Ayuma doing a lot of damage on a Jeeps, who drops all the way to half health. Tries to drop their W right now, but the Ignite is ticking. Can they do anything to save their lives? I know, good flash away, going to keep their life for a little bit longer, but Ayuma does have flash. They're going to flash forward, drop the ultimate, and Jeeves, 95, gonna die.
Yeah, just Irelia was walking back towards that mid lane, wanted to get matched up with Yasuo, but they ended up walking into Jeeves there in the enemy side of the jungle, and that's going to be a burn flash and a kill back in this Irelia's pocket.
Ayuma all the way back from the top lane, but taking a lot of damage from Yordle, who's just slapping. She does have red buff, so she's able to trade slightly more effectively than normal, but still Yordle getting her below half health.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, that ultimate unstoppable force is there, and there's no flash on Aurelia. She goes underneath the tower. It's going to be very scary.
Looks like just like that, though, she's able to get up back to about 60% health, but Jeeves is looking to get his revenge up here.
Yeah, Jeeves is in the vicinity. Here comes everything. They're going to be dropping it on it. Can they drop the ultimate as well? Diana's going to find it, but she's going to Q away using those back minions to hop, skip, and jump. Now she's going to be walking right in. Can she find the reverse kill? She's looking for it, but it's going to be shut down gold for Yordle.
I mean, gotta give heads up there to Ayuma for having that heads up play to go onto those range minions, get out from the Diana ultimate, and give themselves a chance there. And they almost were able to break through the Malphite there, but they're gonna walk this Rift Herald up top side. And I mean, Yordle's probably not the guy you want to get this gold onto, but you got to just take the gold when you can get it.
Yeah, Jeeves grab some of that gold. Malphite all the way up there, grabbing the rest. Is backing in that bush as well. Good wave crash, too. Red the chair, looking for a way into this game. This mid and bot combo with their CS is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, things have just been kind of passive, I think, for the most part outside of this Irelia, and I think that just goes well for the cast, for the Zerias. Now Biomatrix kind of going aggressive.
Yeah, good amount of damage on a Biomatrix, though, Thunder. Actually doing a good job trading back.
Yeah, I mean, the longer this goes bot, where Zeri and Sona are allowed to just scale up free of any danger, I think that that's just way more to the credit of Gathering Storm, as this lane's going to scale incredibly well, but good root there.
Yeah, it does suit their name pretty well. That Lux did miss the E, so they couldn't quite create a lot of damage, but I mean, the Sona's just been healing up anyway. It's not necessarily permanent damage, it's just temporary. Really doing a lot up in the top lane as well, but this red buff transferred onto Yordle now means those W hits slap a lot harder.
I mean, Malphite definitely holding their own. They got the steel caps. They got that bramble vest. They're able to trade pretty well into the Irelia there.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing the musical chairs again. Is Cass is TPing top and Irelia is walking mid.
Yeah, it really catches that mid wave right now. And we actually see Yasuo backing Malphite, either going to mid lane or might be going to this dragon right now, as everybody's going to start converging around here. Ayuma in the mid lane might be able to catch Jeeves, actually. Jeeves does not have flash. He's going to try to stay alive for a little bit longer, but Yasuo already backed. And all of a sudden, this jungler is out of luck. They are going to go down as Aurelia gets the solo kill. Emma able to walk away, uses the binding. Doesn't use the blast cone, though. Wanted to save it in case they wanted to go for the steal right here, but gets ulted. Miles going to pull Miles away from their team, and Emma out of play. He's going to get taken down.
Yeah, walking up, trying to help out their jungler, but then they just end up kind of caught between a Zeri and a Skarner. Heads up there to not waste any of your summoners. I mean, there was really no way out for Emma face there, so save those for another day. Pretty heads up, and then hopefully, I was going to say maybe get some damage here mid, but Ayuma's not going to allow that.
Another nice block from the Windwalk, and they actually trade. Oh, they don't hit the W. There's no Q to the back of them. They thought they were predicting right there, but nothing came out. Now Thunder on their own down here in the bot lane. Trying to deal with these two, pushing them underneath tower. Tower shot is going to help them out a little bit.
Yeah, this early game's just going about as good as you want it for Gathering Storm here so far. Definitely all good.
A lot of damage coming out right now from Jeeves, though. They're actually trading very heavily onto them. Isn't going to want to go any further, but they do clear that mid lane up. Eelfish looking for some type of CC here. He's going to find the ultimate onto Zion. They're going to go absolutely crazy just to drop the ultimate as well, just to stay alive. The trade of ultimates, ADC for support right there.
Yeah, good look there. Just Biomatrix was a little bit farther back, had to walk up, and by the time they were able to get in position to hit the Xayah, Thunder Charger able to respond with their ultimate, so kind of amounts to a nothing here in bot lane, but that's alright.
That's still a massive CS advantage. Oh, so much damage hitting Thunder Charger, and Emma Face is saying, I'm healing you, getting out of here. But another Herald looks like it is going to go over to the side of Headphone warnings. 2 Heralds for 2 Dragons so far.
Not what you'd expect, you know, kind of being down a couple thousand gold, especially on like this Irelia who's just so strong at this point. You'd expect that Gathering Storm be able to kind of dictate these objectives, but good on Headphone warnings to just sneak in and get these objectives when the Storm aren't looking.
Yeah, this Zeri is starting to run away, so is this Aurelia, though, with these CS advantages, with these kills they've been given. If you have 5 kills, you do want them spread out between those 2 champions here.
Gonna be, yeah, Ayuma go in there. Not much gonna happen there. Gonna be interesting to see where this Diana is gonna be able to pop this rift. Last time they kind of had to pop it top into the Malphite. Is good dodge there for Biomatrix. They might have been dead there otherwise.
Jeeves actually right near a ward. Yasuo could also be coming down. Aurelia has left mid as well. She's in the river right here. This could be a big fight starting to brew as they're trying to find something. Miles going absolutely ham, trying to go all the way into this fight. Now a lot of damage coming out. Teleport's going to be dropped as well. Zeri goes absolutely crazy on them. A nice suppression is going to keep them locked up for a little bit longer. Here comes a Malphite. Oh, it's going to hit 3 of them. The Lux absolutely zaps them into oblivion, but Biomatrix is still kiting away. Oh, here comes Ayuma into the line. They're taking out one. Can they find Jeeves? They're going to be able to find it. Looks like the stun is going to land on one of them. 2 of them. Looks like they're going for more. Can they get all 3 right here? They can. That's 2. They're looking for the 3rd. Emma Face is going to be 3. Now can they outplay? Can they do it? Yordle is right here, right in the chair, looking for some cleanup gold. A lot of damage onto him. Yasuo trying to stop him. Can they stop their advances? They can. The shutdown going over to the Yasuo.
Dude, that is the fight that the Headphone warnings needed. Obviously, the Irelia getting 3 kills back there probably hurts a little bit, but they're able to get the shutdown on the Zeri. They're able to pick up some kills back in their pockets. Obviously, it went over to the Malphite, so not the preferred target, but when you're at this gold state, I mean, that just put a lot of gold back into their pockets, and just a really good fight there to just get on that Zeri just right off the get-go.
I think it was good for 2 things. I think, 1, that was a great fight to realize, hey, we absolutely cannot let Ayuma do that. It's going to be a huge problem, right? We have to make sure that we're conscious, right, of where they are for these flanks. 2, it does put gold into some people's pocket. Malphite becoming a beast is a really good thing. But you definitely wanted that either on the Yasuo or the Zeri right there. The other thing it does too is it's like, oh hey, we can win fights. We can win fights, we just have to make sure we don't lose them to one member getting behind us. So a little bit of like, just like foreshadowing of how these fights can go if you're not ready.
Sure, I think that fight probably looks really good there if Red the Chair is there right at the start. Obviously, they were a little bit late getting there. They were able to clean up the Irelia, they were able to clean up the Irelia, but just weren't able to be there for the start. Could have looked a lot different. So we'll see if they look to re-up here at this this dragon fight. We'll see if they want to fight for a soul point.
A little bit of some things now.
A little bit of ARAM going on. Cass does have the TP though, so it's I don't see a great potential flank for him. Good on here from Headphone Warnings to walk in, clear out the vision, try to make the TP as hard as possible. And we're just gonna see it come right in there by the river entrance.
Yeah, this is the start when they're going to start trying to really make sure they're going to deny them from this soul point. Yordle looking for it. Can they find multiple people here?
Can't stack up like that against the Malphite Yasuo.
It's so dangerous to try to come in that way. So this is actually good that they haven't really coming in from the other side, so they can get these guys split right here. They got to pull the trigger though. Look at them burst this stuff down. Yasuo's eye does so much damage. He's got to pull that E. They got to look for this fight early.
This is really dangerous.
Oh, now it's going to be trouble. Can they try to find it? Massive ultimate from Ayuma. There goes the ultimate. Oh my God, Malphite's going to fight 2 of them, 3 of them. Everybody's going to go in, but the ultimate from Lux is going to drop out of some of them. Skarner's going to pick up the first kill of the fight. The next kill going to Skarner. Third going to Aurelia. It's a 3 for 0, 4 for 0, and they got the dragon, but they lose their lives.
And I would assume that they just try to walk up to Baron here. I mean, they got the dragon, and it was super good that Gathering Storm had to take a super long trip to avoid the Malphite R. But it just looked like, I don't know if Yasuo was just like a little out of range for that Malphite R, because he hit at least 3 targets there. But obviously just huge play there by Gathering Storm to clean up the fight, and that's going to be a 21-minute Baron here, unless Lux has something to say about it.
Lux steals this, I will lose my mind. Their ultimate's already back up from the fight. It's a little bit early. It does hit 3 people, though. I don't think she can even try to go for it. Cassio splitting down in the bot lane right now. Has that Baron now. As Gathering Storm are starting to run away with this one a little bit.
Yeah, just kind of forgetting there that it's a 21-minute Baron. These guys might be a little strong with the Irelia, but they're not tearing through Baron that quickly. But we'll see what Headphone Warnings are able to do here to try and get themselves back into the game. Down about 6,000 gold, maybe like 5.5. Not the best spot to be in.
Well, 5-12 is the score. But yeah, they're down a substantial amount of CS, which is attributing to that gold deficit. When I'm looking at this, do I think that this Aurelia or Zeri is a problem, or do I think that we just don't have answers to it with this team right now?
I mean, I think this Irelia is a huge problem. I mean, up to 3.5 items already, working towards, I think that's a Frozen Heart. That's the only thing that's coming to mind right now with the Warden's Mail. Yasuo is in deep here, though. They're trying to catch him.
Oh, there's a really big ultimate right there. Everybody's going on to him. Bale Matrix getting pretty low, but a massive shield that's popped onto him. Jeeves trying to find the gap. Can they take him down? They can't. They're actually taking so much damage right here. Tornado misses, turns an ultimate from Lux. Is going to connect on both of them. Yordle trying to chase them down as well. The Q's going to connect. We're going to snare him up as well. Tectonics, thank you so much for the follow during that absolute fiesta in the top lane where nobody died.
Kind of going for that Hail Mary there, and I think it was a really good look, but that's just the power of Sona. They get the Malphite R, they get the Diana R, Yasuo coming over the top, but Sona able to hit the exhaust, able to pop the ultimate, and then just kind of walks area away with the heals and the movement speed.
Yeah, there was a 4 summoner drop by them up there.
Mm-hmm. I think you gotta just play a little slow here for Headphone Warnings. I think you kind of just put all your eggs in that one basket there. Without that, I think you gotta just concede the map here for a few minutes. Try to find that next opportunity in a couple minutes, I would say.
I think they had a good idea right there. We're trying to make something happen. Like, okay, 2 people are isolated. We know we're going to lose a tower almost no matter what, even if we try to defend that Aurelia. So let's just go for the 2 people. They get 4 summoners. That could matter come this dragon fight in a minute 20 when everybody's ultimates are back up, but the summoners aren't.
Yeah, it's also important to note that, I mean, Malphite didn't have Firm Flash, Yasuo didn't have Firm Flash,
Yep.
Diana did, but I mean, they still have ways to get in on this area, and without all those
There's ways to get in on this Xayah right now, and they're going to get stunned up, and they're just getting bled out so quickly. They do find the root. They're going to get a little bit of distance, but Ayuma's going to chase them down. It's hard to stop an 8-2. Aurelia goes to 9-2 after that kill.
Thankfully for them, I don't think this hurts them too much. I mean, Gathering Storm were already going to have the the first move in on that dragon side of the map.
Yep.
Xayah will be able to just kind of walk in with the rest of their team. Looks like they're trying to catch out Zerisona again.
Yeah, Jeeves looking for
something. Their own vision.
Standing on a ward right now. That timing of catching Xayah isn't actually detrimental at all. She's up within like 20-ish seconds to just run there. 25.
Mm-hmm. Aurelia going for a really deep flank. Not sure if they're going to walk over that ward. Looks like they're thinking about it.
Yeah, Jeeves absolutely getting caught out right now, and this can be really big, but everybody is ulting over. Everybody is finding a lot of damage out of these guys right now. Can Lux absolutely blow them up? Not quite as everybody drops low. Jeeves going to be the first one to fall. Looks like Skarner's going to be the next one, but here comes Aurelia into the back line, and they're going to catch so many people. Biomatrix looking for Thunder Charger right now. They are not going to find him with the zap. But it's a 3 for 1, and junglers are down.
Yeah, that's probably going to be Soul. I mean, it was another good look, I think. I mean, they thought they had had Ayuma and Miles isolated, but the TP in from Eva, and then obviously the bot lane was right there behind them. They had the numbers advantage with Xayah still walking out from that base, so it turns out that death timer did matter there a little bit. Oh. My apologies. Soul Point, not Soul.
Yeah, Soul Point right there. Only grabbing their 3rd Drake of the game. One of them was taken. Looking at this though, and by the way, Dirt Mover, thank you for the follow. And what a good name, Dirt Mover. Isn't that just what we all are? Aren't we all just things that move dirt? Really smart. Good name. I like it a lot. I'm gonna stop focusing on this game and start focusing on that name. A little bit of a pause right there, and we're going again, 26:33.
Well, I might be a few seconds ahead of you here. Let me pause for a moment.
That's alright, you'll know when to stop.
True.
They are able to pick up a tower right there. Get a little bit extra gold in those pockets. They're down a substantial amount, but not as much as you'd think. Now, if they kill Aurelia, they're actually probably like almost up in gold. Let's look at the gold spread here. 13,000 of this gold is actually on Aurelia, 10,000 of it onto Zeri. So if they can pick off this Aurelia, these team fights are going to change like crazy. The problem is she is so strong and tanky. Look at that build from this Aurelia, and oh my god, she's going to find a way in here right now. They're only going to find one with that right there. Can they find Eelfish? Can they kill him off? Jeeves trying to get away. It actually does. Sonos will be the first one to go down in this 3v4. A really nice double ultimate right there out of him. Lux going to find the ultimate as well. Can they finish these guys off? They cannot. Miles drops super low. Yordle trying to kill Biomatrix. It's not going to work. The Q might give him some space, but it's not going to be anything substantial, as it's a full-blown ace.
I was so close there for Headphone warnings. They again, Malphite went right in on the Sona. Yasuo held their ultimate. Jeeves was able to survive there a lot longer than I thought they would against that Aurelia and Skarner. But again, the bot lane just wasn't there, and Gathering Storm had that little bit of a numbers advantage, and it was a good look. You got to look for those like desperation plays when you're kind of down by this much at this point in the game. But that's going to be another Baron over to Gathering Storm.
Yeah, this Aurelia build is like the reason she is absolutely unkillable against these guys, right? This Lux doesn't do a huge amount of damage. This Diana's pretty far behind right now and is cooking a little bit of a tankier build with that Nashers and the Jakshos. So when you have something like Frozen Heart and you're playing Steel Caps, I mean, you are so hard for these guys to take down. There's only the Kraken Slayer on that Xayah.
Yeah, especially with this like tankier, I guess, Diana build, you're going, I mean, Nash is in a Jack show, and they're not really looking to damage the Irelia, to be honest. I feel like Jeeves is mostly looking to get in on the Bio Matrix anyway, so definitely heads up there. We'll see if this announcement
on Yordle right now.
Up.
Just going to chase Yordle all the way back right here. The ultimate's going to be dropped. Unstoppable Force has to be used to get out of that one.
Relieve some pressure there, though. Allows Red the Chair to scoop up this top wave pretty safely. We'll see if the rest of Gathering Storm tries to force an advantage here if they just collect the farm and walk away. Let's see.
21-7 and 11. Really a 10K gold lead right here.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to need a couple big fight. They're going to need a couple miracle plays. I mean, we've seen them be able to set them up. It's not as if like they're just going in blind. Like they've had opportunities to kind of catch Gathering Storm off guard. They're just going to need one or two more of those to get back into this game.
Yeah, they're not like me when I'm bowling. They're really good at setting them up. They're not the best at knocking them down. Right? Haven't been too successful in actually finishing off these guys. They did kill that Sona that last time they looked for the engage. They actually killed Sona first. And that Ayuma just absolutely going crazy on the back line.
Was that you saying that you're good at bowling? That was an unknown fact.
No, I'm bad at bowling. I'm really good at setting them up. I'm terrible at knocking them down.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah. Actually, now that I'm really thinking about it, I'm fine at bowling. It's just
the analogy worked really well there.
Exactly. Yeah, it's more of a lie for the casting. You know.
Gotcha. Helps build the narrative.
Yeah, both of these teams. Much better bowlers than they are league players. Lux dropping an ultimate. I'm not sure if that was intentional. Skarner pinging it out. Might have meant to throw the E.
Intimidation ult there.
Might have meant to hit 4 as well for the scanning of wards because she knew one got dropped in there. Now they don't have an ultimate right here for this. Are they going to look to try to stop this? Thunder Charger actually spots out Ayuma's and get flashed on. And Alama's Jim behind them right now. Tries to drop the ultimate to stay alive for a little bit longer. He's going to drop the exhaust as well. The over the wall is not going to be able to hit him. Red Team's going to pick up the dragon right now, and everybody is going to go in. Jeeves will be taken down. Has enough time to drop the ultimate, but not enough time to do any damage to these guys as they are taken off the map.
Good look there. I mean, again, you're down this much. You kind of have to go for plays like that. Looks like they're going to try and wrap around on Red the Chair, who's pushing up here. Got that objective bounty. We'll see if they're able to escape and live to tell the tale.
I don't see that happening. A lot of damage coming out onto them already. Nice wind wall, though. Keeps them alive for a little bit longer. Does not connect onto that tornado, and it looks like they will be going down. My ass, I'm going to make sure they stay in place.
Yeah, just shove it up mid, getting this inhibitor. Not much that MFAce can do here at this point. You're at level 13 Lux, unfortunately. We'll see if Yordle tries to do anything about it, and he's just going to let him walk it out.
Yeah, he's just trying to hold on to that. He's really the only one who can safely match Aurelia underneath the tower right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing just that as Ayuma's cleaning up the Krugs as well. Oh, and he's even going to trade for some of them. He's saying, I am kind of strong still. I'm going to take some of these Krugs.
Yeah. Winning the mental battle there on Yordle. Not giving over their entire jungle.
They're going to spot out Jeeves as Miles is roaming around very quickly on that Skarner.
Yeah, haven't really talked about Miles on the Skarner too often, but I mean, they're playing the champ that's mostly like a one-way trip type champ, and they've only died twice, so definitely you have to give kudos for kind of finding the right engages rather than just the first one.
Yeah, and they're looking for another engage right here, maybe or at least to help Ayuma, but everyone else is in the area. Jeeves is going to find it. They're just going to try to kill him right here. Here's the ultimate. Everything is going in on them, but there is the stasis. Ayuma's staying alive for a little bit longer there to pull people away. Yasuo's not in this fight anymore. Can he flash over? He does, but the windwall's not going to hit anybody. Oh my goodness, Ayuma's still alive, and they're cleaning up this fight. Everything is going wrong. Here comes the tower dive as well. It's another kill, double kill here for Zeri as they're picking up more. Here comes Zeri over the wall, a massive zap, and this is going to be a full ace as well. Man, Gathering Storm just looks scary.
Yeah, certainly looking pretty tough here. I'm assuming they're going to be able to just walk this in mid and end this game here. About 25 seconds on Jeebs and Red the Chair. So definitely a pretty slow early game, but pretty convincing game one here from the Gathering Storm.
Yeah, game one is going to be over. 7-29. There's a game two coming up in just a few minutes, though. If you're at home, I recommend grabbing yourself an ice cold coriander for this next one. What do you want to see for changes out of headphones here?
So I think there was a lot of talk in chat about some things that they thought could maybe change. I think that the idea of, while I get that the Lux is comfort for Emma Face, I do feel like maybe Headphone Warnings could have benefited from something like a Nami or something that could kind of play like disengage. I mean, Irelia wants to go all in, and if you have the the Nami wave to take that away, maybe that was a good look. I think draft wise, it was still a pretty good look overall for Headphone Warnings. I just felt like, especially in those mid game fights where the gold was pretty even, they just like weren't all on the same page at the same time. Like it looked like Malphite went in like just outside of Yasuo range, or they go in on the Sona, but they're not able to take out like the Zeri or the Irelia that are like really pumping the damage. I think maybe having something that's a little easier to execute could maybe be in the cards for Headphone Warnings. But I loved how they just like they kept looking for those, I don't want to call them cheese plays, but they were trying to be in spots where Gathering Storm wouldn't expect them. They were trying to catch them off guard, and they did a couple times. They just weren't able to turn those into kills.
Yeah, I think that you need a little bit of a mental reset after a loss like that too, right? It really kind of felt like one player was really running away with it, right? You look at her really having 15 of those kills. Sure, Cassia was 5-0-5 and never died, just played super consistently, wasn't in a lot of fights, but when they were there, it mattered a lot. Same thing with Zeri, 5-1-13, was in those fights, but not getting those last hits and everything. I think that maybe there's going to be a talk about we need like really specific lockdown, or we need really good peel, because one thing that they did have was they had a Skarner ult that could just pick up Yasuo, pull him away from the fight, saying, no more, can't do this anymore. They also had just the miasma to lock them all down. So, like, their ability to pick people was very easy. Sure, you could say, oh, we're Malphite ulting into Diana ult into Yasuo ult. Great, but if they don't die instantly, they're just straight up out of there.
Yeah, for sure. That's the risky run when you first pick Yasuo. I get that it's like high prio. Both these teams love to play Yas and love to build comps around it, but when you first pick it like that, you just kind of open that can of worms for potentially picking these like anti-fun picks like the Skarner, like the Cass. I mean, I don't even know if it's worth banning stuff like that, because you could always come out with like a Malzahar or something else that's just there to deny the Yasuo.
Right. I have to add somebody new to get into this new lobby, they're telling me, so I'm doing that right now. You know what? I know all their names. I'm just going to add the one I want on my friends list. It could carry me in. Solo queue. There we go. Don't worry about that at all. Going to throw you the invite as well, Les, for us, so we can hop into this in just a few seconds.
Sounds good. And there it is. Almost on cue.
Yeah, Juice Fox saying this Aurelia was immortal. Pretty much. It looks like they are going to swap sides, actually. Headphone Warnings saying that they actually want and prefer the red side after losing game one on blue side. So we're going to see a little bit of a switch up.
Yeah, and I think another problem, I guess, while we're waiting for Gathering Storm to load in here, I feel like Gathering Storm always got the better end of that musical chairs that we saw in the early to mid game, where Cass or I guess it'd be Yasuo wanted to go into Cass, and as soon as they tried to roll swap and Malphite wanted to go into Aurelia, we saw Cass walk back to the mid lane, and I just feel like they were always like the first to make that move, and I just like there was one specific play where Irelia was walking down to match the Yasuo, and she just happened to walk into Diana, pick up a free kill, burn the flash on Diana as well. So I mean, it's hard to say, like, don't get into a situation where you have that happen. I mean, that's obviously like a pretty unique thing. You don't see that a ton, but
Right.
definitely I think that was just like good of Gathering Storm to kind of like always be first to the punch there.
I agree. I think that's like the proactiveness that we saw, and we saw them kind of get ahead just on macro alone very early. Like not just those kind of plays, but because they're able to set up those plays, then you saw the CS leads growing, and the CS lead in the bottom was just pretty consistent as well because that Sona was able to heal up Zeri so much, so hard to deal with them. So I wonder what we're gonna see stylistically change from either of these teams, and do you think that Aurelia was so big? It's like Aurelia is now on the ban table. We're looking at what they banned last game right now. And they took away Syndra, Lucian, Kai'Sa in their first 3.
I think the Aurelia was really, really strong, and obviously even from like the early get-go, they were able to pick up that solo kill on Yasuo on their own. But in terms of if I think it's...
Do you think you sacrifice the Syndra ban, or do you think that is actually...
I think you have to ban the Kai'Sa against Biomatrix. They are clearly super proficient on it.
Yep.
I think that it's easier to play around a Syndra. I mean, I know it's a pretty strong control mage in the mid lane, especially if they're able to hit those stuns, but I feel like it's easier to deal with that, because if you leave like that Lucian open, you're opening yourself up to Lucian Nami, which is definitely not a fun lane to play into at all. And they have played it already this season, so I would... If I make a change, if I feel like the Aurelia was such a problem, I'd probably get rid of the Syndra, but I would definitely try to find ways to not let the Cass and the Zeri just kind of... Because they weren't really under pressure like much at all in those like the first 10-15 minutes, so
yeah,
you got to find ways to like pressure these champs that just want to sit and scale.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for saying great backdrop. Very much appreciate it. I'm just going to lift this one up right here so you can see. This painting right here, Girl with the Pearl Earring, that is from the Baroque period, which is a comment on how rich we are here at the low budget LCS. We are Baroque. Just in case you were wondering why that painting was in there. Chat, what else you got for me here? You guys like bricks? Weird thing to say. Just don't know. Speaking of bricks, up in the top lane, Yordle was on a brick last game. I think that Yasuo is going to be highly contested. We saw them literally take it first pick on the blue side. So if it's up, right, if they decide, okay, we're going to sacrifice that Syndra ban, we're going to ban the Aurelia instead, and you still ban the Lucian Kai'Sa, that Yas is up. We could see it into the hands of, you know, what we just saw Aurelia do. Ayuma is like absolutely crazy mechanically.
You could see it, but then you run the risk of, I mean, we just saw on that same tune, like we saw how Gathering Storm answered that early pick Yasuo. They pick really easy. Well, Cass isn't the easiest to execute, but you pick stuff that's easy to deal with that Yasuo. So I mean,
Yes.
you could see. I don't know if Red the Chair plays Cass, plays Malzahar, like plays these.
Red the
easy,
Chair's champ pool is nuts, and I can't say anything because it's so specifically insane that I'm nervous to speak. But they have 100% win rate on one champion, and I really want to talk about it when we get there. In the LBLCS, if they do pick it, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm so ready to talk about it if they pick it. I don't think this is the series to pick it, based on how that last game went. Unless you last pick, if Red the Chair is like, it works into these 5 people, we're gonna last pick this. That's the only way I see them taking this champion.
Yeah, maybe it's a good look to save that counter pick for Red the Chair if this is, you know, quote unquote your star player, it has quite a exotic champ pool, I guess we'll call it, or you know, fancy. Maybe look to, I mean, blind something in the top lane, like I Am Yordle was fine on the Malphite. You know, I think they were more than holding their own. You know, break down a little bit of CS, but I mean that's not that big a deal on Malphite.
Right.
And maybe look to pick something that's like in that realm, and then look to really set your mid laner up for success.
Looks like these guys do have to reorganize here, but we will be getting a spec link pretty soon, so we can see. We'll have a little reset on your screen and try to figure out, okay, what are they going to actually change? The one thing they decided was they're going to switch sides. So maybe that full counter, like you were talking about, is the intention behind that too. Maybe it is like, hey, if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, and there's just a % chance in between.
Yeah, it's also important to know that it looks like we have one player swap and several role swaps. If I'm seeing this correctly, we're seeing I am pancakes into the support role, and then eelfish is going to the mid lane, which was Eva 099 last game, if I'm right on that Cassiopeia.
Yeah, and
So
Eva 099 actually has declined the invite to come to this game, so they are 100% doing it. Just waiting on the spec link here before we dive in. Your Schmeckles were distributed from game 1, and here comes the draft for game 2.
Yeah, of course they're I mean, the chat should have known as soon as I said headphone warnings to go all in on Gathering Storm there. Probably gonna have to cast a curse from here this time and just go all in on Gathering Storm blind.
I have never made more Schmeckles in my career at the LBLCS than when I'm casting with you and you tell me who you're betting on. I just put them on the other person, and let me tell you, Les Force, it is incredible to win Schmeckles. This is such a rare experience for me.
Yeah, there's few highs that can beat the satisfaction of winning Schmeckles here. It's I'm glad I'm bringing some value here to the cast.
You're bringing value to my life. Let's see if these guys can bring some value to this game. Let's see if we can get some spicy picks in this one. We are going to be going in just a second. Chat, what do you got? Who do you got winning this game, chat? Whichever team I don't pick to win. Oh, that's less force.
Yeah, I feel like we got to make this a 3-game series here. So I think just
you have to bet on Gathering Storm then.
Just looking at these comps so far, I think I'm gonna go with Gathering Storm.
Prior to anything being banned or picked, looking at the comps, looking like everybody should put their Schmeckles on headphone warnings if Less Force does dive in the Gathering Storm route. I'm wondering how Yordle is going to deal with Ayuma here. We saw them deal with that cast while they were Malphite pretty well up in the top lane. They actually were like one of the few players on their team that had like a positive record and was looking really good in the CS department, was staying even the whole time. So wondering if they're going to be able to weather the storm of Gathering Storm's top laner, or if there's going to be some changes. Oh, we just saw somebody drop right there. Jeebs DCing. So we're going to have a little bit longer pause than we thought we were going to. So if you're at home and you don't have an Ice Cold Coriander, here is an LBLCS sponsor showing you why you should.
A 6-pack of beer is just a 6-pack of beer. But a 6-pack of coriander? Now that's something to celebrate. Carefully crafted with one main ingredient and one signature flavor, coriander transcends hops and malted barley. And with our new easy-to-open bottles, you'll be able to slug down a sixer faster than you could ever want to. So grab a friend and raise a glass to craftsmanship, because a coriander shouldn't be enjoyed alone. It's the only beverage of true refreshment. Coriander beer. It takes two to tango.
Thank you guys for considering having a coriander beer. It's the only beverage of true refreshment. Waiting for Jeeps to get back into this lobby so we can start up the draft.
I gotta say, I didn't quite get the coriander hype at first, to be honest. I thought it was a little overrated till Ev Dingus was able to hook me up and was able to provide some coriander, and I gotta say, absolutely life changing.
Oh, I mean, it's literally the best single flavor beer you'll ever have in your life.
It's almost impossible to describe what it tasted like.
It's impossible to say it without saying the name, that's for sure. They will be having jeeps in the jungle. That's why we see some people jumping down. I know you guys can't see this on your screen, but I'm narrating for Less Force now.
Thank you.
No problem. Less Force, I'm going to let you own the reins on this one. I have to go make sure this dryer doesn't go off. It's going to be so loud if this dryer goes off, and it's right near the end here.
And they're just incessant to these electronics. You know, they just beep and beep and beep. I totally understand. I'll try my best here to pilot us here in the draft phase. Keep an eye on the chat while we wait and see if there's any hot button questions for not Buckleberry Finn. Yeah, I'm not sure with Eelfish moving into the mid lane role. Let's take probably have a moment here to look at I mean, they do seem to actually primarily play mid. A lot of control mages, Victor, Veigar, Anivia, Ahri. So definitely, I mean, Cass is a control mage, but definitely a little bit of a different variety. If I could be any car, what kind of car would I be? I think I would have to choose, and this might be like a boring answer, but I feel like a 2000 era Honda Civic. I mean, they're still kicking today, which by like car standards, pretty good. You know, if I extrapolate that into like human years, I feel like I'd be able to, you know, live into 100 pretty easily. You know, I mean, they're nothing flashy. You know, they're not, you know, the sexy car. It's the car that, you know, all like 16, 8-year-olds are able to pick up. Someone has watched too many Fast and Furious. I actually don't know if I've ever seen a full Fast and Furious movie. Favorite champ? My favorite champ to play is Rel, but my favorite champ to watch is Azir. I'm a big Engage player. Wait, that's like I said, not the flashy answer. You know, I'm sure most people would pick like a Porsche or a Lambo or something stylish. But
We're talking about lambs? What are we talking about?
so chat asked if you could be a car, what kind of car would you be and why? And I said like a 2000s era Honda Civic, because like they're still kicking it here in 2023. People are still driving those things around on 400,000 miles. Nice and reliable. That's what we try to be.
I wouldn't. So you're saying like people would say you want to be a Lambo? I would fucking not. Everyone looks at a Lamborghini. I don't want you to fucking look at me. Don't look. If I'm a car, don't look at me. All right, I'm gonna be some car you'd never want to look at. I'm gonna blend in with everybody else, but have a really, really good interior. That's it. That's all I'm gonna be.
Gotcha. Least favorite champ to lane against? For me personally, it's probably Vel'Koz. I don't think it's like super good or anything, but it's just annoying to always kind of have to like make sure to, you know, kite backwards right as the queue is about to expand. And generally my ADCs don't seem to fare very well into dodging skill shots, so probably Vel'Koz, but like you know, Xerath falls into that category. Just anything that's poke like that, they're just kind of all general nuisances, as it looks like we might be ready to start up draft here.
Yeah, Malphite being banned away from Yordle, Zeri being banned away from Biomatrix. Kali also going to be banned. Kaisa going to stay in that ban wheelhouse like you were talking about.
Yeah, and they did not want to play against Zeri again, so we'll be seeing something new from Biomatrix, but we'll have to see if it's going to be the solution maybe left up. Is there also a lot of new champs this game? Yasuo getting taken off the table as well, which we were talking about as a potential prio for Gathering Storm.
Yeah, they're saying Gathering Storm's kind of saying like we're not going to pick it, but we do recognize that it could have been a really big problem. Aurelia actually going to be the choice here to take it away. Can become a massive problem if it's left open for this guy. Wukong going to be picked though.
Yeah, and this is where you kind of have to make the call if your headphone warnings. I feel like if you leave up the Nami, you're very likely going to be going into a Lucian Nami here on 2-3, which does go, you know, pretty well with Wukong. You can, even if your ADC doesn't play Lucian, like a lot of things can work with Nami. So we'll actually see a Seraphine picked up. A lot of flexibility there, can pretty much go into 3 different roles. So not giving their hand away here.
I do think that I love a Shyvana pickup. A little bit different here in the middle. That Lucian that was banned away the first time. The Lucian Nami getting picked up. That's what I was worried about. That is going to be locked in. Lucian's going to be super strong in the bot lane. I'm expecting that Seraphine to go onto Emma face.
Yeah, that's where it's going to be tough. The Seraphine heals aren't that insane in the early game, so definitely going to be a little rough here depending on what they pick. I mean, they could always flex the Seraphine elsewhere, but with 4 seconds left, it's going to be the Veigar.
I like this. Veigar was banned away last time. You've seen them win it with it. I like this pickup. It gives them an idea around neutral objectives. How do we want to play? Let's block this freaking side off. Let's just block it off, zone this entire area with Seraphine poking as well. So I like that a lot. It's hard for Wukong to go in. If he does, he could be separated.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough here for... I mean, really, I'm curious to see where this Veigar goes. I mean, honestly, I know Veigar APC has kind of been like a bit of a flavor of the month these past couple weeks. Veigar Seraphine, I could actually see having some decent synergy. You know, Lucian dashes in, has no way to dodge the Veigar cage. Could be something spicy there.
Anivia taken away, Sion taken away. Again, we see that Kennen taken away. They're saying if we leave it up, they can... So they're saying we actually think Wukong's jungle, and that is something that we've seen a few times out of Gathering Storm in their last couple series. They did it against Menaces to Sobriety. They did it in a couple of their series. So they're saying, like, okay, we know that this Wukong goes jungle a lot. If we make sure they can't get the good synergy, like Wukong Kennen is really scary.
Yeah, and they're gonna pick the Poppy, which actually that still keeps the flex. I mean, Shyvana can go top, Poppy can go top. They can both jungle. I want to say off the top of my head that we have seen Jeebs play Shyvana jungle, so that would lead me to guess that this is
Veigar can also go bot. Just to be clear, that Veigar, they could do Veigar Seraphine bot and just be like super passive, but I think they would get run over by Lucian Nami a little bit. Cho'Gath being picked right now, we've seen that this be a mid lane pick. We've seen this be a mid lane pick a lot for Gathering Storm, especially when Wukong is in the jungle. I wonder if this is a flex still. They're gonna have to pick their other solo laner if that Wukong is in the jungle. It looks like it will go top. That Victor should be mid.
Yeah, very well-rounded comp for Gathering Storm. Obviously, it'll depend a lot. I mean, Headphone Warnings have to kind of lay all their cards out here. They have a lot of potential flexibility, but they got to lock in their comp here with this counter pick. We'll see if it's going to be the Yone hover at the moment.
And there it is. There it fucking is, by the way. I was holding my goddamn tongue because I was like, oh my god, they could still end up picking it. Read the chair. Last time played Katarina, absolutely dumpstered the enemy team with it. Just like, this is one of those picks that you wouldn't ever expect to see in the LBLCS, but we have Read the Chair playing it in the mid lane. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like into their comp, this should actually be pretty solid. I think when I think of Katarina, I feel like they tend to do well, at least in theory, into these like control mages that take a little while to get into the swing of the game. Like, that's why it's such a good pick into Aurelion Sol right now. Obviously, Victor's a little bit better in the early game, but still, I mean, if Katarina gets ahead, like, there isn't particularly great CC on Gathering Storm to deal with it. You know, it's not like there's a Nautilus hook or Alistar headbutt. Like, they have
Here's my
Wukong
worry.
ultimate. Go ahead.
I agree with what you're saying, but what did we see last game? What did we talk about they did last game? They rotated their solo laners, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rotate those solo laners and tell me if that's still a super fun thing to do, right? Almost a point and click silence on Katarina with Wukong coming in to just blow people up with damage. Like, I think that you might see Victor actually just straight up walk top to start this one. So if I'm Katarina, I'm actually going to stand in the river, I think, and just wait and be like, okay, who do I want to play against? Why do I want to play against them? And then I think we're going to see a really passive early game out of Headphone Warnings again. I think just like in game one, we're going to see the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I guess the other thing to note though is that it is a new mid laner for Gathering Storm. So I mean, I don't know how
True.
practiced Eelfish is in terms of the like I'm gonna shove this wave and then rotate top, or those lane assignments. Like I feel like that's something that you definitely kind of, at least you should have like practice on before whipping out. But with that being said, I definitely agree that Cho'Gath can do pretty well, if they are matched up against the Katarina. But I guess it's still not just like the like immediate like click on them, neutralize them type threat.
Right.
Well, it's very scary, and like you said, Red the Chair is like quite clearly cracked on this Katarina.
Yeah, I know it seems like a weird pick, but when you're in economy and you're playing like your one trick, it means so much. Not that, Red the Chair is a one trick. We see Red the Chair play a lot of these high mechanical champions. The Yasuo getting banned away, the Akali getting banned away, right? These are things they play super well, and they play so well they have to be taken off the table. Cat is another one of those. It's just a little more niche in terms of like, when can we actually do this? Does it actually make sense? Where are you putting those schmeckles? We have a bunch on headphone warnings right now.
All right, well, again, I'm going to try my best to get us to a 3-game series here. So my money is absolutely going on Gathering Storm. I think
You're trying to curse
Cho'Gath,
Gathering Storm to lose this.
I think we're seeing a completely different style out of Gathering Storm Ayuma. I think they showed the ability to carry on this crazy damage threat of the Irelia, and they're going to show us here this game the carry threat of an 8,000 health Cho'Gath. So I am going all in on Gathering Storm.
If anybody is wondering, like, okay, I'm waiting to find out because I haven't switched the screen yet, where is this Poppy? Where is this Shyvana? Poppy is going in the top lane. Shyvana is going in the jungle. That has been confirmed by their pick order and what they have done on my screen. I know it's a little bit different on your screen. I'm just holding it up there so you can see the comps and when things were picked.
Yeah, it's you don't see Poppy Toppy too often these days. I feel like it should be relatively safe in a Cho'Gath. You're gonna be able to throw your little shield at him, get the grass procs, I assume. Probably a bit of a nothing lane early on, but yeah, chat's definitely raised some questions about the I guess the potential MR stacking that Ayuma's gonna be able to do here.
Yeah, I mean, 4 AP champions, right? Well, hang on. I will say, right, if you ever played Late Night ARAMs, Katarina
All the time.
builds like very differently. The last time Red the Chair played Katarina in the LBLCS, they were 9-1-12. They built Divine Sunderer Wit's End, and just ran the whole game over. So hold on to your seats because how they're building, we don't actually know yet.
Yeah, and if they can just avoid the Cho'Gath, right? I mean, we're talking about a Lucian, a Nami, and a Victor.
Yeah.
If Katarina's able to get an item or two under their belt, like those are not champions that are going to be able to survive a full Katarina combo. Like they're going down like immediately. So I think a lot of pressure is here on Red the Chair to pilot this Katarina pick. They saved him the counter. They picked his comfort in the Katarina, and it's really going to be up to a big showing here to kind of execute on it.
Yeah, no, definitely, and still can. It's all about execution, right? We were looking at how these two teams like to play. We talked about them. It's not always the most straightforward. It's not always press or win. It's not always like what we're used to seeing, these big wombo combo team fights that are so common in economy. Instead, they play more controlled. They play mechanical prowess. They play around certain players. So can Katarina execute what they want to do? Will they have the backup to do it? If people get in that Vygar cage, can Katarina actually just go in there and be like, hey, you can't leave? Like if you don't have immediate CC for me, if you're not the Cho'Gath, or if you're Wukong but you don't have Cyclone, if you're Victor, if you're Lucian, I'm going to blow you up even if you're inside that cage. So definitely something to be looking at, like what is the setup, where is the vision, and then how's the execution?
Absolutely. I was going to mention the fact that chat seems like they'd be agreeing with fading my pick of Gathering Storm, but I actually went and looked, and it's 17 bets on Gathering Storm to the 2 bets of Headphone Warnings, but 43,000 schmeckles coming out from PC Marshmallow on Headphone Warnings here, which gives us that advantage for Headphone Warnings.
PC Marshmallow was like, who do I want to win? Oh, it's the guys who picked Katarina. I'm all in on this. This is content. I'm here for that. Combat Wombat. Thank you for chatting, dude. What's going on? Also, I just want to say, I believe we had another Linoleum Bonaparte had a subscription to us. We actually were asking people earlier, please, for the love of God, don't subscribe. Don't do it. We're low budget. You're going to ruin it. But thank you for thinking that we wanted you to subscribe. We appreciate it.
If you have auto renew on, I'd love to tell you how to cancel it, but I actually was trying to cancel a subscription I had of mine earlier maybe it was over the weekend, and it took me about 15 minutes to figure out how to unsubscribe.
He actually did it wrong too. He doubled down. Now he's a tier 2 subscriber, and that's renewed. And so now Les Force is just caught in a pickle. I mean, he's going to be broke.
I would never unsubscribe from the low budget LCS. I think I'm sub. Don't quote me on that yet.
Don't quote me on that. I gotta go look. Hold on. Let me go look. Dude, what are these teams' logos? They're on the screen, bro. What do you mean, what are they? Oh, I should switch to the in-game thing and switch. Oh, I forgot to do all this stuff. Hey, say some words, because I forgot to edit all this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you mean in terms of what are these logos. I mean, I think Headphone Warnings has a pretty nasty logo. You know, that's pretty intimidating. Kind of got like the spooky. I mean, it reminds me a lot of like a Paper Mario style ghost. You got, I think, Gathering Storm. I mean, how much more to the point can you get there? I mean, it's a storm with the words Gathering Storm in the middle. Really, there's too much.
I'm trying to fix it. It made me break so hard. I mean, it has a name inside of a storm. I don't know what you want from them. Oh my god.
Combat, the score is
it's on the screen.
Gathering Storm 1. Oh, is it on the screen? Yeah,
they got their coriander filled up.
Oh, now I see the coriander filled up. All right, we're in game. No black screens here so far tonight.
No, you just fucking cursed it for sure with that sentence. But yeah, nothing so far. Hola, hola.
All right, I'm at
30, you know what's funny?
31.
I know for a fact that I think you were from the UK. I'm flying out to London. Gosh, a week from now. So look at that, small world. 3 years, you come back, and all of a sudden, I'm almost in London. We got people from London. Whoa, this is an interesting chat tonight. What's going on? What you doing here? I'm going to go watch Chelsea lose at Stamford Bridge. That's what I'm going to do. Because we're going to fire all our managers and buy people for outrageous prices.
Yeah, isn't it like quite late in in London right now? Isn't it like 3 a.m. or something like that?
Dude, it is like super late. It is 5 or 6 hours ahead right now. Yeah, fuck Chelsea. Thanks. Yeah, I've been saying that all season too, and I'm a fan, so.
Unlucky.
Not judging you.
Looks like we're gonna see a leash here on top side for Gathering Storm. Cho'Gath gonna eat a hit there, being a nice top laner. Probably not gonna be too fearful for their life against a Poppy.
Yeah, Aquila, the captain, already knows the outcome of this game because they're 5 hours ahead.
Forgot that's how time works.
That's how time works. Biomatrix has a really aggressive, prominent lane, and they also had an insane game 1 where they got massively ahead in CS. Do you think they're going to start getting kills this game, or do you think they're just going to get a larger CS lead with this kind of bot lane?
Well, the thing with Lucian Nami is it's obviously good in the immediate lane. Once you're able to get the Nami E for the speed up on the Lucian dash, get those procs, but really this lane kind of takes off once Lucian's able to pick up the Gale, and then really when Nami gets that mandate. So if they're not able to pick up a huge CS lead or pick up a kill or two here in this bot lane, I think things are really in favor of Thundercharger. It's big trade going on mid.
A lot of damage on the eelfish.
But yeah, the Lucian Nami, you have to get value out of the pick because it's obviously not the best scaler, especially when you're looking at a Veigar on the other side.
No, definitely. Veigar's going to have that massive burst. It's going to allow Katarina to get those resets too, right? Veigar doesn't even have to necessarily look to instantly kill. Yordle also, I will say, fucking respect, picked a Yordle this game. I gave him shit game 1. Game 2, they picked a Yordle.
And rocking one of the best skins in the game, unpopular opinion, the Lollipoppy.
Lollipoppy's a dirty good skin.
A lot of damage bot. Interesting base decision here from Jeeves 95. They decided to not go for the scuttle as
Yordle actually doing a lot of damage up here in the top lane against Ayuma, who drops pretty low. The shield's gonna come out as well. They straight up have to leave this lane. We could see a flashy. It doesn't come out. Ayuma also has their flash.
And this wave is not in a very good spot for Ayuma, and Jeeves is pathing up topside now. We could look to see them just kind of book it straight up here. I mean, the wave should be in a spot where that's an option. Not quite able to hit the bubble.
Oh, Thunder Charger getting hit by a lot of damage right there. Pancake's looking for something a little bit more. Matrix wants to go in. Emma Face is the one that's looking for it right now. Event Horizon is going to connect. Nothing else coming out of that, but the heal having to get dropped out of Emma Face. Yordle really wants this stun. Jeeves in the area. Nice flash from Ayuma, making sure they can't get pushed against that wall. Miles getting chased out by Shyvana.
Yeah, it's definitely an early CS lead here. I mean, we're already seeing about 10 to 15 here in the first couple minutes. You want to keep this going if you're Biomatrix and Pancakes. The farther down Veigar's able to get, or the farther they're able to put him down, the better this is going to go for him. As they shove this huge wave and are just able to dip from there.
Yeah, and their CS lead is starting to generate. Yes, there's a big wave right here, but he won't be able to pick up all of it. It's actually in a really poor position to try to pick up any of them. They're only going to get 4 out of this in total. Make it... Nope, just 4. Also, chat did just use a word that I think we should comment on. Fucking. It's a good word. Fucking that's happening top lane.
Is that a sentence? I was gonna ask for it to be used in a sentence for the context. Yeah, no, I mean Yordle is like, I wasn't expecting the Cho Poppy matchup to really be much of anything, and obviously the CS like doesn't really tell the story here, but I mean Yordle is absolutely kind of smashing this lane so far.
Yeah, luckily Cho'Gath does have like good abilities to CS from afar. The Q is really good. The E can hit backline minions even if you're hitting the frontline minions, so does have the ability to CS from distance, which is not something a lot of top laners always have.
Definitely not. We actually see Ayuma down here in the bot, or not Ayuma, Yordle down here in the bot lane.
There's no vision too. They could actually sneak in.
We actually saw this last game.
It's in the pit. They actually have control word in the pit. Wukong's kind of nearby, but they're actually going in right here in the mid lane. Red Chair doing so much damage, looking to just go in. Are they going to find the ultimates being dropped down? They are going to get first blood. Going over to that Katarina. Now they're trying to find the holy escape. They're going to use their subs. Oh my god, he knocks him away. Yordle absolutely saves his life, and there's no flash on Ayuma this time because they used the top lane to get away. They are going to knock them up right there. Red Chair trying to heal as much as they can. They're going for the dragon. They actually pick it up, and all of a sudden, Headphone is maybe going to be able to turn this on its head right here. Jeeves, only level 5, can't do much more. Red the Chair going in, maybe a little bit too far, drops super low. Oh, Miles going to pick up a kill onto them as well. Silence right here. They do have E. They got to be careful. They're going a little bit far. Jeeves, can you find the Q kill? Can you finish it? They can't. A lot of CC coming down onto these guys. They almost get the second kill. Biomatrix down in the bot lane looking for Thunder Charger. Just going to be a 1-for-1 in the end with the dragon going over to Headphone warnings. What a crazy just turn of events.
The Miles and Ayuma, so hold that thought. Nami going for a bubble here. We'll see if they're able to hit it. Oh, they are, but Lucian not quite in position, actually. A lot of damage. The Miles and Ayuma were down to, I think, probably a combined 100 health there.
Yeah.
Like, if they were able to get those kills, things could have been looking so good for Headphone warnings there. Ultimately, it is just a trade of kills. And it's a dragon, obviously, for Headphone warnings, but that kill's on the Katarina.
A lot of damage out of Biomatrix. Event Horizon is going to connect as well.
Just just popping that heal, trying to, bide this time in the lane, let Veigar try to catch back up in CS.
Yeah, it's funny because, right, as soon as they are hit level 6, like, they have to start respecting this Veigar a lot more because they get a little bit of poke onto them, all of a sudden they could be in, kill threat range here. They are down a lot in CS, and this is the lead we were talking about at the very start of the game, right? It happened in game 1. Certainly was going to happen with Lucian Nami count, but 30 CS up at 8 minutes, 20 seconds is, like, absolutely nuts.
Right there is a lot of damage.
Flash forward, and there it is! Thunder Charger says, hey, my champion doesn't have to be tricky, doesn't have to be, silky smooth, can just flash Arya.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether to call that a caster curse or caster prediction. I mean, you were like absolutely on the money there. Just as Veigar got his health down to that threshold, just flash ultimate, and there's absolutely no outplay for Biomatrix.
He's gonna ult Ayuma back right there. They're gonna stun him up against the wall, and all this damage is coming out. Yordle's gonna pick up the kill, and Headphone. You know what Headphones did? They figured out, oh, less force bet on Gathering Storm. Time to play out of our minds.
I'm a man of the people. I know that the people want a 3-game series, so I am just doing my civic duty of throwing away my schmeckles. But nah, I mean, Gathering Storm still has opportunity here. A lot of damage.
Gonna go back in and drop the ultimate as well. Can they finish him off if they can? But are they gonna die to this right here? They're almost able to get away. Can they get the E off? They can. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Miles now in the bot lane getting exhausted, dropping the Cyclone as well. MFAce goes below half health. It's gonna be a 1-for-1 in the mid lane, and that's all.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's good on Katarina to get another kill, but that's a kill going into Victor's pockets. That helps him speed up towards that first augment. I'm assuming that he's probably just ticked over into upgrading that E, which will help his laning here, CS a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, definitely, Red the Chair is not playing with any fear right now. They are absolutely taking it to Eelfish.
Absolutely, you're looking for some more damage. Actually able to bully this Cho'Gath a little bit using that shield.
Yeah, I wonder if they're looking to go, because they had the Sheen in hand, and I'm not sure what you build on Poppy Top, but I feel like with the damage they're doing, like even a Divine Sunderer could be kind of decent.
Definitely Divine Sunderer, and actually they just use their ultimate right there. Yordle knows that it's time to go in, but they're actually taking a lot of damage right here. Nobody to come help. They do have teleport available.
Yeah,
the
probably
ultimate.
just gonna look TP here.
Yeah, Kraken Slayer finish for Lucian is a big item though. That's a really big item.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming through there. We don't see the mandate quite yet on the Nami, which is the key piece for that bot lane duo. So this dragon fight, it'll still be good for Gathering Storm if they look to do it. We see Victor's on the other side of the map. Or not Victor, the Wukong, excuse me, as Jeeves wrapping around here on the Victor.
They're looking for someone in the mid lane. Actually, he's going to get spotted out, dropping the ultimate, trying to do as much damage as they can to Eelfish. Just going to use that ultimate to half-health Eelfish and be like, now Katarina has the ability to blow you up. So you have to be very careful as the CS lead continues to grow down here in the bot lane. Biomatrix going crazy with it.
Biomatrix definitely CSing really well. I'm not sure if Jeeps is going to have that Shyvana ult up in time here for this dragon, and I definitely imagine I'll hold that thought. A lot of damage. This Katarina is just doing work.
Very scary on that Katarina. It's why they saved it for that last pick on the red side, making sure they don't have a lot to counter it.
Yeah, I feel like you have to stall this out if you're Headphone Warnings. You want that ultimate on the Shyvana before you look to do any type of dragon fight. Thunder Charger getting a little bit of damage off here on Biomatrix. Good luck to just
Biomatrix could get poked down and killed again. Look, I could see it coming any second. There's no flash this time, but Katarina wants to fight. They're going to go in. They're going to use their ultimate, but they actually drop their ignite. Are they going to die as well? They are, and they're... Oh my god, just a 1-for-1. Katarina says, I'm going to do this all day. I'm going in. I'm going to find my kill. I'm going to die.
Yeah, that's just the... little bit of, I guess, flex in there.
Jeeps' bot lane actually has their ultimate available as well. They're going to use it. Oh, really nice tidal wave out of Nami. MFA is also going to drop their ultimate. Miles drops pretty low, but it's a 2-for-0 right now, and they find it. Can they find the ultimate return? It's a 1-for-2 now, and Veigar's actually able to walk out of there.
Yeah, that was a huge Nami ult there from I Am Pancakes. Jeeb's Biomatrix actually dashed right as the Shyvana went in there, and so they're able to get out from, I guess, a lot of the damage that was coming through, and then just the Wukong Nami on the other side able to rip apart the Shyvana, able to get through the Seraphine. At least they were able to pick up a kill in return for Thunder Charger.
Yeah, but the mid laners died. Wukong was left at about 150 health. Shyvana died. The ADC was gone. Lucian was out of there, so no one picked up this dragon. And it's getting warded again. This is going to be the next thing that's contested. Cho'Gath will have Eat pretty soon in this fight up here in the top lane. Probably going to look to eat up Yordle right here. Yordle also has their ultimate. Could look to use it now that Silence is gone. Oh, nice flash to get away. They knew they were in Chomp territory. Herald's drop mid.
Yeah. Shelly taking the walk of shame. Red the Chair going to have to escort this one in. Again, a lot of damage on the Victor, but it's just kind of traded right back.
Yeah, they do have some pots that they can chew into as well, and you see them doing that right now. Here comes Shelly. Should get at least one charge off, and they should be able to grab the dragon as well, so good use of the distraction. Wukong hadn't backed yet, so they could... Oh, you gotta hit it? Okay. Oh my. Heart palpitations.
Luckily for them, no sign of Wukong nearby. No Lucian calling over the top. Wukong has a good look here, but oh, heads up from Red the Chair. They had a ward on it, so they're able to spot him out the whole time.
Yep, they knew they could have been coming in. Thunder Charger has a good amount of damage, but is going to get caught up and is going to get absolutely deleted. That is the power of this Imperial Mandate Kraken Slayer combo. Can't stop it.
No, you absolutely cannot. And then Seraphine can try to heal you up with the shields, but I mean, you're talking about a Kraken proc with the Nami E, the mandate that comes through from that. Like, when you're playing stuff that's kind of squishy like this, it's super difficult once they have these first item power spikes. And I think that's where Gathering Storm have to play through here. I think they have to look to rotate. I mean, you got the Rift Herald coming up here in about 40 seconds. Maybe look to bring them up to this Rift Herald fight and try to get that gold back in your pocket.
Jeeb's looking for top lane, but it was spotted out by a ward because that Herald's coming up. Red the Chair down here in the bot lane. Are they going to look for something? They get hit by a bubble. It is all over. They know he's right there. They're looking for it. He does get hit by the bubble. Bottom Matrix can be able to hit him up. A lot of damage coming up, but a massive ultimate out of Emma Face means they're able to trade 1-for-1. Thunder Charger now over the wall. Does not have flash available. They're trying to hit some slows onto Pancakes. Can they get the stun field down? They can. All he's got to do is find it, and he does. Another kill, 3-1 now for the Vigar.
Absolutely massive there from MFH. Just that all came through at the exact perfect moment. They're able to buy just enough time for Red the Chair to get the kill onto the Lucian, and then Nami got the trade kill. So every time you're taking that trade, if you're Headphone Warnings, we'll see if Shyvana... Looks like they're going to start this Rift as Gathering Storm able to just kind of take this turret for free. It looks like they're pinging like they want to go down, but Wukong's actually just going to head to the other side of the map. Yeah,
these two still down here taking this bot lane tower. Going to try to clear out this wave. Lucian's on his way here, but no one's going to stop them from taking that Herald. Cho'Gath also pushing up in the top lane. This tower should be theirs, although it's kind of close. It's a little bit dangerous. They have Wukong rotating down now. Oh, this could get really spicy really quick.
Gotta be careful.
They're gonna die for this. Oh, are they even gonna get it? They're not gonna get it. MFA's trying to make sure they can get out of here. Might just be sacking their ADC, but Miles sees through it. Gonna go for him. Gonna split off. Can he trade it back? He has no ultimate to use. He will be taken down. It's a 2-for-0. They're unable to grab the tower as well, but they do get the Herald. That's on Shyvana right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's heads up from Gathering Storm. Yeah, I mean, you know that you've seen the Shyvana up top for like the last 2.5 minutes, so you know it's pretty likely that they're over at that Rift Herald. So just heads up for Miles to path to the other side and get a nice little double kill down there for his team. This Rift is not quite going to die.
Not exactly what you want to do, but they do take the tower as well. They're doing a lot of damage onto Eelfish. They're going all in onto them. The silence is going to be massive. A lot of damage from that as well. Jeeps trying to run for the hills, but they will get chumped. Chumped like a chump. Ayuma going to take that one. Red the Chair. Not going to get knocked up by that. I am Pancakes looking for the bubble as well, but can Emma Face get there in time? Does not have an ultimate to drop. Just going to throw the slows down. Make sure their mid laner can get out.
Yeah, another kill into Katarina's pocket though, and that is the mid tower going down. Going to open up a little bit of map pressure here for Headphone Warnings that they were previously not able to crack any of the turrets. So could be good for them here with this next dragon coming up in about a minute. We'll have to see if they feel like they're strong enough to fight it here, as Katarina working on that second item. Does have the Divine Sunder like we were expecting, and then the Poppy also rocking a Sunder in the top lane.
Yeah, a lot of damage right here actually on to Yordle as Ayuma just becoming bigger and bigger as this game continues.
Yeah, Cho'Gath's just one of those champs. I mean, you let him gobble a few minions in the first 10-15 minutes, and all of a sudden they're sitting at, 2,500, 3,000 health, like much earlier than anyone's expecting. Currently at 3120.
Vygar stat check 134 right now on that Vygar. Cho'Gath already up to 6 munches as well. 5 minions, 1 champion, so they still have room for 1 more minion to be eaten. And it looks like Scuttle around the dragon's going to be taken by blue side, so Gathering Storm going to have a little bit more setup now that they want to start taking these.
These fight lines could be really dangerous, though. I mean, a Namiar in the dragon area is super risky. Is Yordle going to take a ton of damage?
Yordle walking through hell and gets taken down. Biomatrix almost getting stunned up as well, though. Jeeps. Oh, wait, they actually just get a catch. Didn't they get a kill? Oh, they do. Vygar going to be able to finish it off. Good hit from MFAs. That's the only reason that happened. 1 for 1 right now, but it is top laner for support. It is not equal. Oh, my goodness. Vygar takes 1 step too close, and it is all over. Jeeps trying to hold on to that ultimate. Does have to drop it eventually to try to get away. Ultimate now being used from Seraphine. They just can't do too much. This next dragon is going to go over to Gathering Storm, as they're going to almost make it even at 2-1.
And hopefully they're able to give this over to the Cho'Gath. You want to just, anytime they're able to get those kind of free stacks, you want to let them do it. The smite going through. Hopefully, like I said, we'll see them just let Cho'Gath chomp this, and that is what they're going to do.
Yep.
Pretty heads up there. But yeah, just dangerous fight lines there. Just Yordle walking into a spot of the map that wasn't their team's, and they just get burst out by that Lucian Nami.
Yeah, they gotta start being a little bit more aware of the setup. Yordle walking through some blind vision, getting caught out in the mid lane. I mean, the warding that is out of Gathering Storm right now is really optimal. They have super strong vision around Dragon. They have good vision in the areas that they're trying to push up in, right? And they're able to get picks like Yordle. Vygar maybe going a little bit too aggro, maybe misclick too, taking that stutter step back in, not going to do them any favors. They get picked off as well, and from there, they're just outnumbered.
For sure. The gold lead is still in the favor of Gathering Storm, but it's not astronomical. I think this is the part last game where they had that really big fight around the dragon where they picked up the Drake, but they lost everybody, and then the Baron went over to Gathering Storm. So if Headphone Warriors can kind of stall the bleeding, they're in a much better spot this game.
I would like to make a comment to Picklehater who's saying this is huge Everfrost angle. Listen, we're talking about, players that are here playing 5s, doing the best they can in economy. I think there's 3 bronze players here on Headphone Mornings. Everfrost is a better item if you use the active, and if you don't, it is not a better item. So
that is true, and speaking of items, I thought that the only champ we were supposed to criticize for their builds is the mid laner for Gathering Storm, which is this Victor. Going the Luden's Echo, just absolutely terrible. Or Luden's Tempest, I think it might be called.
Yeah, this Victor should have Gale Force here. Makes no sense to have Ludens. You want to be able to dodge those. I don't even know if you could dodge with Gale Force this game. Those Seraphine ults.
Big Arcage.
Big Arcage, true. No Stridebreaker Victor, thank God.
I kind of miss when Stridebreaker had the movement active. Ayuma maybe getting caught out here. You were able to stun him up.
Yeah, they're looking for something. Here comes Red the Cherry doing a lot of damage. He's going to get knocked up, though. Jeep's also in the vicinity. Nice knock up there from Yordle. Can they find the rest of it? They're going to have to go under tower, and they do. Shutdown gold. Going over to this Katarina goes to 5, 4, and 2.
And they're picking on the Baron right away. I think this is the right call. You have Victor on the other side of the map.
They will know.
They're going to see it. But if you could maybe at least get Victor to burn the TP and then maybe back off, maybe that's the call here.
That will release a lot of pressure right here. Red the Chair actually doesn't have a bunch of damage to burn through this, and they just have Shyvana, Poppy, really. I mean, I guess Emma Face is there trying to support them, keeping them alive a little bit. Thunder trying to do the best they can under the tower right here, but Victor's going to take one. They're still looking for this. Miles.
Too long. They got to get off this.
Miles is here. Oh, nice hit right there. Wait, ultimate going in. Here comes Miles. They're going to drop this Cyclone in just a second. The ultimate from Jeeves is being dropped, and it's actually going to go over to Miles. He's able to steal the Baron out of their pocket right here. A lot of damage coming on him. He does die for it. Katarina absolutely cleaning up. Wait, what just happened? Katarina just shun Po, and there's no more players for the blue side team. Only Victor as Baron. He's actually still pushing the bot lane. He's looking for a little bit more. Can Eelfish get the... Oh, they have to back. They feel the pressure coming.
Man, this is like the exact opposite of what we saw last game, where this time Gathering Storm is able to get in on that objective. Just you were saying how the Shyvana and Seraphine don't have that much damage to get through this Baron. A huge steal there from Miles going over the wall, but then just the subsequent team fight just absolutely shredded everybody, not named Eelfish. And yes, they're able to get that tier 3 bot, but I think they're the only one left with Baron at this point, and ultimately that was probably a gold positive trade for Gathering Storm, with the kills going back into their pocket as well.
Red the Chair picked up a lot of those kills, had a really good fight, did most of it with like 200 life. They have the second most gold in the game, underneath this Lucian, who has the most gold in the game. If they can try to have another fight and try to help Red the Chair in this place, they have a 10-stack Medjais right here.
Yeah, they're heading to the library, doing some reading there on the Soul Stealer. Got to catch out Biomatrix here, though. If they're able to do that, I think that this fight could look really good for Headphone Warnings. But yeah, he has his flash, he has the Nami in his back pocket. It's gonna be really tough to get a good spot on him, and except for maybe a Veigar cage.
Yeah, Veigar, everybody is around this area right here. Good patience from these guys, though. They're really looking. Like, Red the Chair really wants to find a pick. They don't have deep vision, though. See if they are going to find anything right here. They're rotating back to the mid lane. Oh, Red the Chair over the wall. Are they going to walk onto Vision ahead of time? They've actually totally separated. Are they going to pinch these guys, or are they going to get pushed off totally right now? They need to regroup because it looks like they are going to go on to Jeeves. Jeeves might have to drop that ultimate just really quickly. Really nice use of the Yordle, try to zone them off, but Jeeves going to be taken down in just a matter of seconds. Miles actually is going to be next, though. It's a jungle for jungle. This is really close out. Yuma now doing a lot of damage onto Yordle, but can Red the Chair get into the back line? He can't get all of them. He's actually going to go down in the end, a little too aggro.
Yeah, that's just that's going to be Dragon going back over here for Gathering Storm, gonna even up the score here. It was kind of a good look. Red the Chair kind of going for that hero play, flashing or using the ult in, trying to get that massive damage going off, but just Seraphine was completely zoned off by Eelfish on the left side, and then Jeeves just getting hit by that Shogath Q. Weren't able to pop the ultimate to go unstoppable, and just another good fight here for Gathering Storm. Definitely playing out these fights pretty well.
Yeah, I think chat is right. They need to wait for that Seraphine ult to hit before that Katarina does decide to go in. Katarina has been making a lot of these plays happen on their own, though. When you're sitting with 3 people back, when Biomatrix has heal, has flash, has a Nami on top of them, has Eelfish as well to drop the gravity field, you have to respect that they have answers to the problems you're trying to create and cause.
Absolutely. And that's just where it was really a heads up there by Eelfish. Emma Face was trying to get in a spot to pop the ultimate, but Victor throwing the empowered E, throwing the ultimate down, they were just absolutely chunking out the Seraphine, and they just weren't in a spot to do anything. Wukong going in here. Dropping
Cyclone onto Yordle in the top lane, who says, well, if I'm going to go down, I'm at least going to get this tower right now. I'm frozen at 2630.
Alright, well, I'm Yordle. Does eventually go down. I'm able to still see what's going on here. They were caught out there. Let's see.
There we go. 26, 33, 34, 35, 36. Yeah, I can Yordle's about to die. 38, 39. What do you got?
I'm at 55. I'm paused.
I'll tell you when I'm at 54 and you can unpause. Yeah, we didn't have enough budget to keep it going, so we had to. I'm at 52, 53, 54, 55.
I'll take responsibility for that one. I was gassing up the client too much at the start of game 2. No black screen.
Yeah, that's true. You did kind of put us in this position. Although, the position that Gathering Storm is in is really good because they are stacking the dragon they want to stack against this team.
Yeah, really playing to their name here. Just scaling up as the game goes along. They do have to worry about this Veigar. They do have that Seraph's Embrace. They are maybe looking to go into either a death cap or maybe a Shadow Flame. I'm not. I would assume they're going Death Cap with that needlessly large rod, but they are starting to stack up some damage. Lucian is really strong though with 3 items already.
16 to 16, although a pretty heavy gold lead with 6 towers to 3 in the pockets of Gathering Storm. 222 CS to the 170 that Vygar has down there in the bot lane. Face has found hell in their own jungle.
Yeah, that's just not their side of the jungle. It might look like it, but
gets hit up. The ultimate being dropped on him. Culling absolutely going crazy onto them. Good use of the shield for a little bit of time, but it just doesn't matter. Yordle wanted to help, but didn't want to be there.
Yeah, they thought things were looking a lot better when they popped that TP there. Just huge back-to-back Qs there from Ayuma, just catching out the spot lane of Headphone warnings. And they're probably going to be able to crash this tower.
Jeeves going to flash forward, going to drop the ultimate as well. Uses their E, does a little bit of damage, but the Culling does so much. Gets silenced as well. Red the chair, can't quite get in there to do enough. Does find the Lucian, get the shutdown gold for that, but gets killed in the end. Yordle's going to be the next one to go. They're out of base, forcing the flash out of Eelfish. Actually doing a good amount of damage, able to pick up their own shield as well. Buying way more time than they should have. Half-healthing Eelfish. And now MFA's left to their own devices to play against these 4 charging down the mid lane right here. Can they stop them? Trying to clear the wave. Does drop the ultimate. Can keep them alive for a little bit longer. Here comes the cage from Vygar. Trying to trade the damage as well. Ayuma taking both of those right there. The Cyclone going down. Thunder Charger going to be killed as well, but the Cho'Gath is what is traded. Nobody else is coming up for a few seconds. Jeeves up in 6. This should be game 2. Going over to Gathering Storm, but let's see if they can do it. They only have so many minions here.
Yeah, they might not be able to clear this out quick enough. I mean, Wukong and Nami not the biggest damage dealers. Shyvana looking to maybe play hero ball here, try to buy time for the rest for team to spawn.
Just trying to push them
live
off.
Another day.
Just trying to push them off. Dragon is up in 55 seconds, so that will be the next objective they're going for. Lucian's already in his red side jungle, taking that buff for himself, making himself even stronger. Looking at the gold spread of this game, he does have the most gold in the game.
You got to be really careful here if you're Headphone warnings. You got to make sure that mid wave is shoved out. I mean, really also the spot lane. Because if you look to try and contest this dragon, or you look to contest the Baron, Cho'Gath can TP in, and with how much health he has, he can just tank the rest of that turret and then take the Nexus. So I almost feel like you kind of just have to concede this objective, maybe try to position around one of the two. Probably look to give up the dragon since it's not a soul, and just try to deny them from picking up this Baron.
Baron should be able to end the game with how much pressure we create. They don't have the best wave clear with what they have drafted here. I mean, honestly, Seraphine might have the best like AoE wave clear. So they have to be very vigilant in terms of like, okay, what do we know we can play against? What do we know we cannot?
Yeah, and that looks like that is the call. They're just going to set up vision topside, sack this dragon, and just try to clear out these minions in the mid wave. Bot's in a decent spot at the moment.
Yeah, turtling back all the way in their base. Looks like there is a call here to go for it. Archaic Stupid. Thank you for becoming the newest investor in the LBLCS. You can go to the Denny's in Vermont, go around back, knock on the dumpster 3 times. Todd's going to come out. He is going to ask if you want unlimited pancakes. Say no, it's a trick. Ayuma doing a lot of damage onto Jeeves right now. Is going to have to use the ultimate, try to just trade some damage, but gets taken down. And these guys are going to march it down mid. Look for the series ender right here. MFA's gets a nice CC, and they actually just send Wukong back, saying, get out of here.
Ayuma is just so precise on these Cho'Gath Qs, just repeatedly catching people out. And yeah, they're able to stop the game from ending right there, but with no jungler and no great way to get in there and steal this Baron, that should just be pretty free here for Gathering Storm. Got the Cho'Gath and the Smite.
Yeah, it's being taken. Poppy has no way to steal this, no ultimate to use. And that's Baron for the side of Gathering Storm. 24 to 18, they're up 10k.
I would assume that they're just going to kind of look to deathball it down the mid lane, try to just walk in as a unit. I don't really think you have to try to break these side waves at all, and that does look like that is the call here. Just walk as a unit and just challenge Headphone warnings to fight him head on.
Yeah, I mean, basically if Emma Face hits a massive Seraphine ult, we saw her do a really nice Seraphine ult earlier in the game that saved Red the Chair's life, was able to actually turn 1 kill into 3. but they need to do that again if they want to even have a shot here, I think.
No, absolutely. They got about 15 seconds to figure out what they're doing here. Maybe a little less.
Thundercharger is in trouble, doesn't get CC'd by that, but now Eelfish is coming in. Shyvana has to drop the back. Red the chair, looking for the behind angle. Is behind them right now. Are they going to find anything? They're trying to clear these minions, but the minions are just taking everything. They're actually going to find Pancakes right now. A lot of damage going on to them. Red the Chair's going to pick up the first kill of the fight, but here comes the Cyclone into it. They're going to be able to charm him up right there, but now Jeep's trying to help out. A lot of damage onto him. Stuns him into the wall. They might be able to finish him off. It gets really close. They do kill him in the end. It's a 2-for-1 so far. Red the Chair trying to find more, but there goes the Hexdrinker being popped. They're actually able to kill him. Can they do it right here? A lot of damage. Shogas back in the fight. It's a flash forward, and he eats him. Emma Face is going to be the second one. And just like in game one, the flank from Ayuma is too much. A very different flank this time. But can Yordle push them out? Just need to keep him off the Nexus. You don't need to kill him. Just stop him from doing this. Looking for the stun
David
angle.
versus Goliath here.
Yeah, more like a very tiny baby David versus a very, very big Goliath. Cho'Gath, can you get away? He's buying time. This is such an agonizing end of the game. He does finish him off eventually. Oh my god, they hit him. Oh, but they still have another one down. Oh, I was like, is that gonna change it? GG's. Gathering Storm taking it too.
Clean 2-0. Of all the TPs I've ever seen, that was certainly one of them from the Cho'Gath. But yeah, just too beefy, and with only the Poppy up, just only so much that that Headphone Warnings could do there to try. They fought as hard as they could, and I do give kudos to the fact they never just rolled over, but just ultimately just too beefy there on the Cho'Gath.
Yeah, the Cho'Gath kind of getting to that critical mass point, that point of being unstoppable, and was able to just kind of march through him there towards the end. But good resilience, good effort from Headphone Warnings, never giving up, always trying to find their way back. They were able to actually hold that last fight way further than I think we were thinking. I think further than chat was thinking they were going to be able to. Really good flank from Red the Chair, good follow-up and follow-through, good protection from Seraphine. But this Lucian, this Victor just do too much damage, and Cho'Gath was unkillable. So really good series out of both these teams, though.
Yeah, I mean, Gathering Storm certainly looking to be one of the favorites here in Economy, and I think it's a kudos to the fact that Headphone Warnings were able to go toe for toe with one of the top dogs, really in both games, especially here in game 2. I think it was only like a 2,000 or so gold deficit 25 minutes in. Like that's pretty good. If you're going against one of the top guys and you're able to hold your own like that, I think that is, kind of a good omen for where your team is at, overall.
Yeah, definitely good signs. I'm actually going to pull up the standings on my screen.
That's what I was just looking at myself.
Yeah, to make sure that I will have this right when I'm looking at okay, where are these guys now in terms of all of this? I know chat was wondering it too. I think that 3 points still is where the side of Headphone Warnings are at. The only team they have beat is Menaces to Sobriety. In the Economy League, which is a pretty recent win actually for them as well. So I think this will push them to either 1-3 or 1-4. Les Forrest, I don't know if you have it up already.
Yeah, 1-3. That'll be their series, and then Gathering Storm are going to be 4-1 on series with 12 total points. So they should, if they're not locked for playoffs, they should be pretty.
4 wins locks you playoffs
close.
Because
4 wins locks playoffs.
I'm pretty sure because they have they have to be top 4, right? 4 wins should lock. I mean, it's very particular in terms of okay, you could have a 3-way tie in that middle area. They might be 1 win away from 100% locking it, but I think they're a 99% in the playoffs here.
Things would have to go really awry
yeah.
For them not to make it. So Headphone Warning still in the playoff hunt. I mean, they still have 3 series to play. There's a lot of teams right in front of them that have 2 series wins. So if they're able to, maybe pull off a run here, obviously I'm not sure of who all they still have left to play. I'm assuming Barbecue Boys is still on their schedule. I'm assuming at least 1 or 2 of the teams that are right in that playoff hunt with them are still on their schedule. So they still control their own destiny in that sense, I feel like.
Yeah, and we will be doing Schmeckel payouts in just a few seconds, but we actually are going to return the favor that Titan Esports have been paying forward to us for so long, rated us a few times. They've got a really big game going on tonight, and we are actually going to be rating them in just a few seconds. So please hit that you're ready to raid. Show them some love. Let them know about Corianders. Let them know about Schmeckelgate. Let them know about the #1 beer in the whole wide world, Coriander. Guys, have a great night. From Les Force and Buggleberry Finn.
Peace out.